So for me, someone with some history and perspective and wisdom, I look at this and say, you know what, I've gone through bad times before. I remember not having any of these things.
Yes,
so
sir.
I would much rather set an example for the young people who may be misinformed, or for the people to come, and for history, that this is not what we're about. This is not what our country's about. So miss me with the whole it's just economics thing, because it's bullshit.
Whoa, hey, shots fired. That's what we call shots fired right there. Hey, unfortunately, you missed me with the bullshit. Hey, don't talk to me about economics if you don't understand what's within economics. You can't just say that without understanding it's a multitude of different smaller functionalities that make up economy. So one thing that I've been really trying to make sure that I'm checking myself, and something that I really starting, to notice is, despite of how you guys feel about Republicans, which, Republicans may not even be a part of this conversation, but especially for the Democratic Party, you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? As a whole, you can make some pretty easy criticisms in regards to how they treat the American people when it comes to policies, or how progressive, or are they even listening? And yes, the list can go on, but you need to make sure you are paying attention to the individuals in that party that actually might have your, benefit, or at least allies. You know what I'm saying? And we must understand that just because someone doesn't align with you 100% across the board when it comes to every fucking problem you have with America, just because they don't agree with you on 40, 50, 60%, doesn't mean they're your enemy. Like, we need to kind of toughen up a little bit, a lot of bit, a whole bunch of bit, and just understand the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of understanding. You know what I'm saying? And one person that I've been kind of slowly opening up to, still kind of keeping that distance, like about there, is Don Lemon. And, growing up, I watched a lot of CNN, not really understanding everything, but just the general politics, 14, 15, you're kind of just listening, but not understanding, and just watching Don Lemon. Well, not when I was 13, I don't think he was doing it, but you know what I'm saying. Now that he's been kicked off CNN due to some bull that happened, he's able to speak what he wants to say. And I do understand when you work for a company, you kind of have to walk, on a tightrope. It can't go too far right, can't go too far left. You got to kind of stay within the guidelines of that organization or that institution. I kind of get it. But now that he's doing his own thing on YouTube, I kind of been watching, a few videos here and there. This one right here that we're about to watch blew my mind. I was like, oh, damn, Don Lemon. Hey, Don Lemon. We right here now. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead, and I almost hit the stop recording button. Don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and hear what he has to say in regards to the Harris loss, the Trump one. I know we're kind of getting some fatigue of that, but unfortunately, it is kind of important. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and see what he has to say about that.
A bit more nuanced than that. Was it the poll that we have up now was it racism? Is it misogyny? And let me just read what it says. What do you think primarily put Trump in the White House? Inflation, racism, misogyny, Harris being a weak candidate, and uninformed electorate. So the interesting thing is you said inflation was 12%. I agree with that. You said that Harris being a weak candidate was 4%. I can agree with that. You said that uninformed electorate was 23%. I don't agree with that. I think it's higher than that. I think that
I would say individuals being uninformed, which involves like Harris herself, her policies, her experience when it comes to the economy, inflation, prices, history, just Trump's motives, his policies, like that could be almost 80% of the reason why Harris lost, in my opinion. Like it has to be a big fucking chunk of that. So,
That many people, as I just my unscientific survey, I found that people were uninformed. I think there's a combination between that and this racism and misogyny. 60% of you say that. I know that's hard for people to wrap their heads around, especially when people are looking for, well, what was it? What was it? What was it? That part of it, the racism and misogyny thing, is something that's really hard to tap into, to find the truth about. People won't admit it. And they also have unconscious biases all the time. Why don't you like Kamala Harris? I don't know. I just don't like her. I don't like the sound of her voice. I don't like her laugh. I don't like those things. That's sexism. I don't like this. I think that's whatever. And then, we live in a country that has a history, a legacy of racism. So to discount those things, I think, is naive. And so I do agree with Eddie Glaude. I cannot believe, for the life of me, we live in the most prosperous country in the world. I know people are struggling. People hate it. Here I'm this well-to-do person, privileged person. But when I go around the country and I talk to people and I see what people are doing and I see what people are buying and I hear, and I see people going out to restaurants and I see all of these things, I can't believe that because people want 5 cents, 10 cents, whatever it is, cheaper gas, that they're going to vote for someone with all of this. Now, if this was Mitt Romney and Kamala Harris, okay. But if you look at the history and not necessarily the history, the present of this particular person, of Trump, I can't see it. There is absolutely nothing that would inspire me or convince me to vote for someone who says the things he says, who has the behavior that he has, who treats women the way he treats women, who speaks and treats minorities the way he treats minorities, who threatens the Constitution, who tried to overturn an election.
Damn. Like, that is a lot. Like, and he's missing some, like, you can have a long list of some things that he's done ever since, even before he ran for president. You know what I'm saying? Like, leading up to those few weeks, he was already off the charts. You know what I'm saying? So, just like he said, I don't make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But when I went to the grocery store earlier today, I was looking at prices. You know, because when you got a X amount of dollars to spend on food, you're purposely looking at some prices. And I was thinking, let me just see, let me just be conscious in what I'm buying and how much, especially with eggs and milk, the cliche things that people say just cost $10-20, and it wasn't bad. Eggs over here was $2 and some change. And I live in Colorado, in Aurora, the heart of Colorado. You know what I'm saying? And milk was $2 and some change. Like, it wasn't bad. Can it be cheaper like it was 10 years ago? Please, God, please do so. Of course, rent is too damn high. Of course, there's some things that needs to be dropped down or controlled at some point. But if you step back and be honest with yourself, don't just say what everyone else is saying. Be honest with yourself. I don't know. Maybe it's just me,
Who inspired an insurrection, who says he can grab women by the pee. I'm sorry. I pay a lot of taxes. I would pay more taxes not to have my niece, my cousin, my nieces in-law, little kids, to grow up in an environment where it's not okay to grab anyone by the pee. Imagine the signal that is sending to young women and young girls. It's okay as long as you pay enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh no. Oh no. Hey, Don, trust me. I get you, brother. Let me even further elaborate. Like, people talked about not voting for Harris because they don't want to reward her for a genocide or participating in a genocide, which I agree. I understand that sentiment. But what is that signal to Republicans when they can say what they want about black folks, say what they want about Mexicans and Asians, and disrespecting people, and just even damn near trying to create laws to whitewash black history? And why are we rewarding them for doing that? That doesn't make any sense. But, double standard, I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
It is okay to exhibit all of this behavior, to have all of this behavior, to have this personality, as long as the money is right.
Damn.
Do you feel me?
I feel you, brother.
What is that in essence? Buying someone's behavior because of money. Isn't that what we teach women and young girls not to do? Isn't that what we look down on folks for? Selling out because of money?
Mm-hmm.
Placing a priority on money. If you believe it's economics, so I don't believe it's that. Yeah, Kamala Harris was not a perfect candidate by any means, but neither is Donald Trump.
By far.
So the uninformed electorate is people don't know the truth about the economy, right? People don't know the truth about healthcare. They don't give the facts. And I blame the media for that, because I was, especially corporate media, because I was in corporate media for a long time, right?
Hey, round of applause for Don Lemon. Hey, in the comments, I'm for real. In the comments, throw some hand claps in there, because I wish you would have said this on air when he was working at CNN. Like, that would be a little bit more umph in it, but at least admitting, like, hey, these media platforms failed at that. I failed at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's taking accountability. I know that's a word that a lot of Republicans don't know, probably can't even pronounce. Accountability. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. That's a start to something. So we have to give credit when credit is due. And like I say, you may not agree with everything Lemon is, tries to push or talks about, but damn it, we need some allies. We need some allies that have a platform and at least loves and respects people at a basic level, for Pete's sakes. Damn it. You know what I'm saying? Is that asking for much?
1990s. So it's partially my fault that people are not as informed as they should be. We don't have good media literacy in this country. We should teach media literacy in high schools and college. We should teach, as we used to. My civics class was one of my favorite classes in high school. People don't understand civics anymore. But just for that, when you are giving an example to young girls and young boys, it's okay for money. Now, I'm probably older than many of you watching, especially the folks on social media, and I remember living a certain kind of way. Like, I'm not a Depression era baby, I'm not like my mom, who's older and had to deal with my grandmother, who's part of Depression era and all those things. Like, that's not me. But I grew up in a time where we had far less than what we have now. We didn't have everything at our fingertips, even information, even the television went off at midnight. We did not go out to eat at restaurants every single night. We did not have huge, giant birthday parties with clowns and all of these things. We did not have Ubers in our parents' accounts and credit cards to do that. We didn't have nannies. My grandmother was my nanny. Like, we didn't have all of these things. I remember when New York City, if you want to, I'm just quoting other people, if you want to call it an S-hole, I remember when New York City, people were afraid to walk around New York City. It was so bad. I remember when our big cities were overridden with crimes. I remember being in gas lines. And now we have it so well, we have it so good that people don't even realize it. You don't even know it. You live in a bubble. You don't even know how good you have it. So for me, someone with some history and perspective and wisdom, I look at this and say, you know what? I've gone through bad times before. I remember not having any of these things.
Yes,
So
sir.
I would much rather set an example for the young people who may be misinformed, or for the people to come, and for history, that this is not what we're about. This is not what our country's about. So miss me with the whole it's just economics thing, because it's bullshit.
Whoa, hey, shots fired. That's what we call shots fired right there. Hey, unfortunately, you missed me with the bullshit. Hey, don't talk to me about economics if you don't understand what's within economics. You can't just say that without understanding it's a multitude of different smaller functionalities that make up economy. And if you can't at least articulate that in any way, shape, or form, then I'm sorry, you cannot be a part of this conversation. You got information in your hand, look this up, educate yourself, and then let's have that conversation. Other than that, like he said, you missed me with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Don Lemon that I want right there. Those are the type of media personalities that I want. Just a few days, or not a few days, this was like maybe 2 months ago. You know, just driving down the highway, boom, boom, just switching lanes, you know, in my little car. You know what I'm saying? I seen a big truck. You know what I'm saying? With, had a little sticker, a little Trump sticker. I was like, okay, there's a Trump sticker. But now that I'm thinking, it was a big truck. Like, the wheels are bigger than my car. You know what I'm saying? Blacked out. It was a nice truck. But I'm thinking, what's the chances of the person driving that vehicle, okay, would complain about gas prices when this dude looked like a brand new truck? You know what I'm saying? With at least within the past 5 years, it was a beautiful truck. What's the chances of him complaining about gas prices? Bro, you done bought the biggest truck in the world, bro. I literally seen a Tesla truck passing by where I live. Who's buying a Tesla Cybertruck, and complaining about grocery prices? Oh, gas prices is so high for my fucking diesel truck that would just run over my car. Like, bro, you are unfortunately playing yourself. Now, I feel for the individuals that don't have all that, you know, living life really basic, really comfortably, you know what I'm saying? Have to actually cook at home to eat and can just eat fast food in restaurants every other day. Those are the people that we need to listen to and try to help. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I know, trust me, I know what you're going through. But for everybody else who's living pretty daggone good, shut your mouth.
It's bullshit. It's naive. It's misinformed. And it's racist. You don't even know you're unconscious bias when you're saying that. And you have no idea how insulting it is, especially to people of color. And let me tell you why.
Hey, there you go.
Because, Sharon gave the example of, Latin American men and all of that. Here's what you have to remember. That Black people in this country have a unique history with the country, okay? Slavery and all of that. Jim Crow, Civil Rights Movement, all of that. You have to remember that the fight for equal rights for everyone in this country was fought by Black people. That immigrants, Jewish people,
Ooh, speak it, brother.
women,
Yes.
many of the underserved community would not have the rights and the ease in society now if it wasn't for black people in the civil rights movement.
Whoa, hey, Don Lemon. That's what I'm talking. Hey, that light skinned brother got a dark soul, a black chocolate soul right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't judge a brother by his light skinnedness. Okay, it wasn't his fault. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Malcolm X, Martin, like these light skinned folks know what they talking about. And for black folks, we understand the inside joke of that. But anyway, bro, he could not have said it better myself. Well, actually, I probably could have said it better, but if it wasn't for black folks in this country, yes, black folks, if it wasn't for my ancestors, and I did a DNA test, I am from my ancestors, okay? America would not be as amazing, as beautiful, as gracious, as strong as it is today if it wasn't for my ancestors. Hands down, like 630. Guarantee it. You see what I'm saying? Read. Hey, read. Don't argue at me. Don't yell at me. Go read it for yourself. We didn't just make this up 10 minutes ago, baby. Go read this. Hey, go into the comments and say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Not to me, but just to the facts and the historical information. Go ahead, Don.
So rather than voting against the black folks' interest, because we know where our interest lies, look at who we voted for. We know.
Hey, we know.
So rather than voting against black people, you should be in lockstep with them. You should be, instead of demonizing them, you should be thanking them. Us. Wasn't for the civil rights movement, who knows, would have had the opportunity to vote.
We'd be fucked easily.
If it wasn't for the civil rights movement, who knows how our Jewish brothers and sisters would be treated in society now? Who knows how our women would be treated in society? Who knows how Native Americans would be still treated poorly, worse? Who knows how immigrants would be treated? We were fighting for immigrants not to be treated the way that this president-elect and administration are trying to treat them. We were fighting for humane issues.
Hey, look up Muhammad Ali and what got his title stripped from him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just, black is beautiful and sticking up for black folks here in America. He said, hey, them Asian homies over there ain't never called me nigga. You know what I'm saying? So why do I want to go over there and fight them? I'm too busy fighting you, the people at home. Oh my God, man, it just get me goosebumps just thinking about it, bro. Like, man, Jesus Christ.
So when you think about 90% of black women, and then almost 80% of black men, why they supported Kamala Harris, I'm sure part of it was like they would like to see a woman or a black woman in office. Fine, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. She's qualified.
There you go.
Now, I'm not saying that Donald Trump did not win fair and square. Don't get it twisted. But when you just say, just as a knee-jerk reaction, that it was just about the economy, is almost the most insulting thing that you can say to a person of color.
And that's facts. You can't tell me nothing because the data and the information doesn't back you up. And trust me, I done spent way too much time looking at those damn numbers. I am sick of saying the word inflation. I done said it so many damn times. I wake up from a cold sweat saying inflation is low. Inflation is low. Like, no. So don't tell me it was the economy, pimping, because it's not. And the numbers don't back you up. And that's, I guarantee, or your money back.
Because we know it ain't true. because we live it every single day. So before you say something like that, think about it. And just remember, for all of you Christians out there, and evangelicals and whatever, and you're talking about, oh my gosh, the border, the immigration, whatever, just remember, of course, the border needs to be fixed. We need comprehensive immigration reform. Of course we do. We know that. But if you believe in helping other people, especially people who may come from countries that are worse than here, then you need to figure out how to help them. If you're a Christian, if you're a believer, or whatever it is that you are, if you have any sort of belief, how to help incorporate them into our society, or to help make things better in the places that they are, so that they don't have the incentive, or they're not incentivized to come here. That things are good where they are and they want to stay.
What's going on? Like, why do we have Don Lemon teaching Christians on how to Christian? I mean, that's what we have our Bible, right? We're supposed to be Christ-like. And we having Don Lemon teaching you guys, not me. I got my stuff straight on how you're supposed to be loving to other people. Yes, I get it. You know, we want to have borders, feel protected, even though, a lot of people are not talking about the ports of entry that drugs do come in, which is legal ports of entry. But, okay, whatever. We want to have safe borders. I get that. But we need to do that in a humane way. We need to actually do that by looking at the root cause of the border issue and fixing that. But you're saying, hey, we're going to deport 15 million. Come on, brother, 15 million. But then what? How are you going to fix the problem? I mean, sending them out is going to solve what? That's not the root cause of it. Oh, well, I mean, Donald Trump has a concept of a plan. Okay.
Just remember, baby Jesus, Mary, Joseph, they were immigrants. I'm just saying, if you're a believer, they were immigrants as well. Would you have said, show me your papers? Or you can't come here because you're not from Bethlehem?
Yes, they would.
You got to go back.
Hey, Don, these Christians here in America, guarantee it, would be the Pharisees of the Bible. Guarantee it. Have a bunch of Pharisees walking around. If you don't know who they are, go ahead and look that up. And I guarantee you, turn on any Christian station, you'll see them right there.
And face the horrible consequences of where you came from. I'm speaking to my Christian brothers and sisters. That's where I'm going to leave it. So that was the whole idea of when people said, stay woke, before it was co-opted by people who wanted to make it a pejorative.
There you go.
Is to be aware of where you live and what's around you in history. And I believe if we actually taught the real history in this country, instead of what Donald Trump is trying to do with the education department, by trying not to teach young people about real history because, oh my God, they're going to feel bad. Do you think it was easy for me as a kid to learn about slavery in school? That didn't make me feel great. I'm just saying.
Ooh, hey, all I can say is bars. Everything that he said in that, 12 minutes, amazing. And once again, got to give props when props is due. You know what I'm saying? But of course, if you guys disagree with anything that I said in this video, hit the Discord link down below so we can have that one-on-one talk, or let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below. And like always, let's have that conversation.